Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the commander of 78th Aviation Troop Command, Colonel Brent Bracewell.
I want to thank some very key people that are here today. I want to recognize them. First, I want to recognize Dennis Livingston, Colonel Livingston. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We're still telling Colonel Livingston stories, and we tell that though because we love you and we appreciate you. You're more than just a boss to me. You were a mentor to me, and you were mentoring me even when you didn't know you were mentoring me. And you were doing that for all of us. And you weren't just a boss, you were like a father to us. You kicked us in the butt, but you patted us on the back. And there's another thing that you did for us too, that no one else seemed to grasp in the Georgia Guard back then, was that you were always thinking forward. And you were always kind of thinking, let's do things unconventionally. Now you'd be so proud because the whole Georgia Guard has adopted those ideas. Back when they used to call you a rebel, now they're all doing it, but they call it now thinking strategically, and they call it thinking outside the box. So everyone's kind of adopted your ideas. And thank you, Donna, for being here too. You know, for you that don't know, Donna served 22 years in the military. She didn't talk about that a lot, but what a great command team they did. And we thank you for your service, especially with Veterans Day approaching. And it's so nice to have both of you here. And we thank you family members too. Thanks, Michelle, for being here. Barry's wife and the team Simmons here, Carlson, Bryce, and Allen. Thank you guys for being here. Don't worry about them running around. I got 4 girls. If there's not pandemonium going around, I can't talk. And Barry's brother, Patrick, for being here. Your wife, Carol, thank you for being here. And Beth, fiance of Joe, thank you for being here. And other family members, I appreciate you being here. It's so important because what we do is our families are so important to us because in the military, we kind of have 2 families. We have our family at home that we do love, but we have our soldiers that are our family. And it's a paradox. I call it the burden of command. And I don't even know if I've learned to balance it well because we have our soldiers that are our family, and then we have our family at home that is of course our blood family. And no one has balanced it probably any better than Barry Simmons, because when you're with your soldiers, you deploy with your soldiers, you train with your soldiers, they become closer to you than brothers. And I remember when I was coming through ROTC as a cadet, I was taught by Vietnam veterans. Colonel Livingston's a Vietnam veteran. And they used to tell me that, hey, lieutenants had the highest mortality rate in Vietnam. And I used to wonder why, and we attributed some probably to lack of experience. But after I was finally given command and had soldiers, and they said, these are your soldiers to love and to take care of and to train. They're your responsibility. They become like your children. And if they know that you love them, they'll do anything in the world for you. And when those soldiers are in danger, you go, how dare you endanger my soldiers? How dare you fire at my soldiers? And you'll be the first one as a lieutenant or as a leader to run to the gunfire because you're wanting to protect your children. And that's the kind of atmosphere that Barry has established here in his command. And I think that's the reason why we lost so many lieutenants in Vietnam, because they're the first ones to run to the gunfire to protect their children. You know, Hal Moore said it, we were soldiers once, because it's always that balancing act. When you're with your family at home, I'm thinking about my soldiers who are at work. When I'm with my soldiers at work, working late or days on end or deployed, I'm thinking about my family at home. There's never a good balance. But Hal Moore said, you know, I think being a good soldier and a good officer makes you a good father or a good mother. I think being a good father and a good mother makes you a good soldier. And Barry, you've learned to balance those things. Couldn't do it though without the family members and without your support. So thank you so very much. And Michelle, I know it's tough on you because you've been through deployments with Barry. He's been away with a lot of training, and then when he's down here during the week, you're a single mom. You're mom and dad. You're doing it all on your own. And if he thought things were unraveling back home, he wouldn't be able to concentrate and be taking care of his soldiers here. So I know it's a heavy burden that you do, and I do appreciate it. And I bet we warned you. I don't think you laid out any plainer than right here. But we do appreciate you, and we welcome you to the family of the Army as you and Joe make your new plans. Just real quick, I just want to say it's that tie that binds that I've already talked about. It's those ethos. There's an oath we take. We said we're going to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. If you can let your soldiers know that they belong to something bigger and greater, and that is their mission, then you're doing something right. And Barry's always done that. Barry's always said, hey, here in C-23 land, we're doing something other than just flying an airplane. We're supporting the Corps commander. We're supporting the soldier on the ground. We're doing it in an airplane that's underpowered, underpressurized, unpressurized, underpowered. It doesn't get a lot of support from DA, but we're going to continue to do the mission because that's what our goal is, to support and defend that Constitution. It also goes back to those values of loyalty, duty, and respect. If you if you were good to your soldiers, they'll be good to you, and Barry has certainly set that command up here in this team. And that brings us over here to Joe Parker. Joe, you know what you're getting into here. You know we've got a great unit, but we wouldn't have trusted to you if we didn't think you were a great leader. And I want you to go forward, and I want you to take your unit to the desert. I want you to do great things. I just got through talking to Colonel Fauché yesterday. He's the commander that's got the C-23s with him right now. And he said that C-23 is in such demand over there right now that they're asking them now not to just fly at night, but to fly during the day. They just can't get enough of the C-23 and what it's doing for the ground soldiers. That's a lot to be proud of. Barry, you're going to continue on in this program here as our facility commander, staying at the C-27J, making the Air Force successful, and eventually getting that airplane back for us. And I do appreciate you, and appreciate your family